What if the words you typed in the silence of midnight suddenly became the loudest evidence in a courtroom? What if Baldoni really has Taylor's secret texts and is ready to use them in the most shocking appeal we've ever seen? But here's a question you need to ask yourself. Are these texts even real? Or are we all being dragged into a mind game so deep that no one knows where the truth actually lies? Stay with me, because this story is not just about texts. It is about trust, betrayal, and a war that could break hearts and end careers. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're a Taylor. You pick up your phone and see headlines screaming Baldoni has your private texts. Can you feel that panic in your chest, the racing heartbeat, the sinking feeling that your entire world is about to collapse? Now tell me, if this happened to you, would you feel fear or anger? Would you feel betrayed or completely destroyed? Fans everywhere are asking the same questions. How did Baldoni get these texts? Was it a close friend who turned into a traitor? Was it a hacker hiding in the shadows? Or was this a calculated move planned for months? And here's the part that gives the story even more suspense. No one knows the truth yet. But let me ask you directly, what do you think these texts contain? Are they emotional late-night confessions? Are they secret about the case? Or are they explosive words that could damage Taylor's entire defense? The timing makes everything more suspicious. Why now? Why right before the appeal? Could Baldoni be saving these texts as his final weapon? Or is he bluffing just to break Taylor's spirit before stepping into the courtroom? This is where emotions hit the hardest. Because if these texts are real, then Taylor's not just fighting in court anymore. She is fighting for her trust, her privacy, and her dignity. And the pain of betrayal might already be heavier than the legal battle itself. Think about this for a moment. If Baldoni really has Taylor's private texts, then why is he holding back? Why not release them to the public right now? What is he waiting for? Does this mean he is saving them as the ultimate weapon for the appeal? Or could it be that these texts are not as powerful as people think? And here's where suspense deepens, because no one outside his circle has actually seen them yet. Now imagine the pressure Taylor must be feeling. Every hour that passes is filled with uncertainty. She must be asking herself the same questions you are asking right now. Who betrayed me? Who gave him access? And what exactly does he know that I do not? If you were in her place, what would you feel? Would you live in fear every time your phone buzzed? Would you stop trusting the people around you? Would you wonder if your closest friend could secretly be your enemy? The emotional weight of this is crushing, because texts are not just words. They are memories, they are confessions, they are pieces of your soul. And now those pieces may be in the hands of someone who wants to destroy you. But here's the question I want you to hold on to. What if Baldoni is bluffing? What if he never had the text at all? Would that make him a genius strategist or a desperate man trying to shake Taylor's confidence before the appeal? No matter what the truth is, one thing is clear: the suspense is eating away at both sides. The audience waits, the fans speculate, and Taylor stands at the edge of a storm that could hit at any moment. Every appeal is a battle, but this one feels different. This one feels personal. The rumor of secret texts has turned what should have been a legal fight into a storm of betrayal and fear. Now I want you to imagine the courtroom, the silence, the tension, the eyes watching from every corner. And then suddenly Baldoni steps forward with a claim that could change everything. What do you think he will do? Will he reveal those texts as evidence, or will he keep them hidden until the very last moment? Ask yourself this: if you were Baldoni, would you play your strongest card early to shock the world, or would you wait until the appeal reached its peak to unleash maximum damage? Taylor must be asking the same questions right now. She must be wondering at every turn, will today be the day? Will this hearing be the moment he destroys me? Can you imagine the emotional toll, the fear of walking into a courtroom and not knowing if your private words are about to be thrown into the spotlight in front of millions? That is a kind of pressure that can break even the strongest soul. But here's the suspense no one can escape. What if the texts are not what people think? What if they're not a confession, but something entirely unexpected? What if they reveal not guilt, but vulnerability, not weakness, but strength? This is where the real mystery begins, because the appeal is not just about facts and evidence anymore. It has become about timing, about secrets, and about who can control the narrative. And that is why everyone is asking the same burning question: who will strike first, Baldoni or Taylor? Now I want you to stop and think for a second. What would you do if your most private late-night texts were about to be read out in front of the world? Would you deny them? Would you fight them? Or would you pray they never see the light of day? This is the exact nightmare Taylor maybe facing right now. Every ping on her phone, every whisper in the media feels like a dagger of fear. And you ought to ask yourself, how much pressure can one person take before they finally break? Fans everywhere are divided. Some are saying Taylor looks too calm, which means maybe the texts do not even exist. Others believe her silence hides fear and that she's preparing for the biggest battle of her life. But what do you think? Is her calmness real confidence, or is it a mask hiding the storm inside? The suspense is killing everyone, because here's the reality: if Baldoni exposes those texts, the headlines will explode, the world will judge instantly, and the court of public opinion is often more powerful than the court of law. Now picture yourself in that situation. If your secrets were exposed, would you be able to face your fans, your friends, your family? Would you still hold your head high, or would you crumble under the weight of betrayal? That is why this battle feels so emotional. It is not just about legal documents or courtroom strategies. It is about human feelings, about trust broken and reputations hanging by a thread and deep. Down we all know one wrong move could end it all, so let me ask you again if Baldoni really has those texts. Why is he waiting? What is he planning? And most importantly, will Taylor be ready when the truth finally comes crashing down? Have you noticed something strange? Both Baldoni and Taylor are unusually quiet right now. No big interviews, no bold statements, just silence. And that silence feels louder than any words. So I want to ask you this: what does silence really mean in a battle like this? Is it the calm before the storm, or is it fear disguised as strategy? Do you think Baldoni is waiting for the perfect moment to strike, or is Taylor quietly building a defense that no one sees coming? The emotional weight of the silence is crushing, because silence leaves space for imagination, and imagination is often far more terrifying than the truth. Taylor must be lying awake at night, asking herself the same questions you are asking right now. Will tomorrow be the day? Will my private text become headlines across the world? Imagine being in her shoes. How would you sleep knowing that someone might hold the power to destroy you with a single screenshot? Would you feel safe? Would you even trust the people closest to you? Or would you look over your shoulder wondering who betrayed you? But here is where the suspense deepens. If Baldoni really has a text, then why keep them hidden so long? Could it be that they are not as explosive as he wants us to believe? Could it be that this entire storm is built on fear rather than fact? And yet the longer the silence lasts, the stronger the tension grows. The audience waits, fans speculate, critics debate, and all of us are left asking the same haunting question when the silence finally breaks. Whose voice will shake the world first, Baldoni's or Taylor's? Every battle has a final card, the one move that can either win it all or destroy everything. Baldoni is making the world believe that his final card is Taylor's secret text. But here's the burning question: is that really his weapon, or is there something even darker waiting in the shadows? Tell me honestly, Yanni, if you were Baldoni, would you risk everything on a few texts, or would you hold back? A second surprise waiting for the perfect moment to crush your opponent. And if you were Taylor, how would you prepare? Would you call every friend and ask who betrayed you? Would you delete every memory from your phone? Would you pray that the truth is less painful than the rumors? The suspense right now is unbearable, because Baldoni has not shown anything yet. He is letting the rumor itself do the damage. And you have to ask yourself, could this rumor alone be more powerful than the texts themselves? Think about how Taylor must be feeling. Imagine walking into a courtroom not knowing if your deepest secrets are about to be read aloud. Imagine the fear of hearing your private words twisted into weapons. Would your heart survive that kind of betrayal, or would you break down in front of the world? And here's where emotions strike the hardest, because this is no longer just about two names fighting a case. This is about trust being shattered, about betrayal cutting deeper than any evidence, and you and I both know that once trust is gone, nothing is ever the same again. So the question is simple but terrifying: what is Baldoni really hiding? Is it proof? Is it bluff? Or is it something we're not even ready to see yet? The countdown has already begun. The appeal is approaching fast, and both sides are holding their breath. Fans across the world are waiting for one thing: will Baldoni finally reveal Taylor's secret text, or will the truth take an unexpected turn? Now, I want to ask you this: if you were sitting in that courtroom and Baldoni suddenly pulled out those texts, what would you feel? Would you believe him instantly, or would you doubt every word, wondering if this was all just manipulation? Taylor must be living through that exact nightmare right now. Every step she takes, every word she speaks could be overshadowed by the fear of those texts. What do they really say? Do they prove guilt? Do they show weakness? Or do they reveal something so emotional that could change how the world sees her forever? The suspense is unbearable, because no one truly knows the answer yet, and maybe that is the most dangerous part: not knowing, not being certain, living in a constant state of fear. But let me leave you with one more question: what if the texts are not the weapon at all? What if the real weapon is the silence, the rumors, the fear itself? So here we are, Baldoni on one side, Taylor on the other, and in the middle lies a mystery that could decide everything. The appeal is come, the stakes are higher than ever, and the whole world is waiting for one single moment to reveal the truth. But before we end, I want to ask you directly: if you were Taylor, would you stand tall and fight even if your private texts were exposed, or would you break under the weight of betrayal? And if you were Baldoni, would you reveal the truth, or keep playing the game of fear? This story is not just about law or fame. It is about trust. It is about betrayal. It is about the thin line between truth and lies. And that is why this battle feels bigger than just two people. It feels like a war between power and privacy, between exposure and silence. The question now is simple but chilling: when the appeal begins, whose truth will survive and whose world will fall apart? Stay ready, because the storm is only just beginning.